Hey guys, your pal Icarus here, welcoming you to Dauntless, a totally innovated, completely one-of-a-kind action-adventure RPG, and those of you who are already familiar with the game are probably already slamming their keyboards, typing out comments, telling me to shut my mouth. It's basically Monster Hunter. But it's good, trust me. I'm not going to say it's great. I'm definitely not going to say it's a perfect clone or even a perfected version. It's pretty well a watered down version of Monster Hunter, but it's still fun. It's still unique in its own ways. One of those ways being giving you the ability to jump, just getting that out there right off the bat, because a lot of people make a big fuss about whether or not you can jump in a game. But those people tend to forget about thinking about whether or not you jump in real life. Yes, you can, but when is the last time you have? Everyone reaches a point in their life, some of you may have reached it already, where you have jumped for the last time you'll ever jump. And the most stubborn of people hearing this, who might be as disappointing no-lifer individuals as myself, might be thinking, yeah, I'm going to try to keep track of the exact moment when I'm going to die and make sure the very last thing I do is jump. And those people are probably going to end up in the horrible circumstances of committing suicide, because that's the only way you can guarantee that the last thing you did was jump, unless you're psychic. Don't commit suicide just to prove the internet wrong. Anyway, now that I've made the completely tasteless suicide joke, back to Dauntless. So, this game follows the same general framework of Monster Hunter, where you get weapons, hunt monsters, make better weapons and armor to hunt stronger monsters. And those of you who watched on the first screen who might all be familiar with the game already might notice that I am actually bullying weak monsters despite wearing some pretty tough gear. And there's a reason for that. I promise. It's not just me being a jerk to these little monsters just because I can, because I'm mean. No. There is a reason why instead of hunting things at my level, I am bullying weak monsters. One of them being, another thing you guys might notice if you're familiar with the game, I'm very sloppy with this weapon. I am currently using the axe because there's an event going on, or not sure to call it an event. There's a limited time quest list available right now to get transmog called Saints Bond weapon skins. That if you're not made of money or don't feel like spending the money to buy cosmetics in a game, requires you to do 60 hunts per weapon type to unlock the Saints Bond skin for each weapon that you want the skin for. I currently have 2 weapons left, and the deadline for these quests is Friday, February 28th. Unfortunately, the fact that I'm down to 2 weapons left means that I am most definitely using the weapons I am worst at using. Also, that hunt counter of 60 hunts to be able to get the weapon skin without paying cash money for it. Also means that the game is encouraging people to hunt the weaker monsters just because you can hunt them quicker. Like, my fastest time for any hunt at all is 1.5 minutes on an Ember main with the strikers, the Aether strikers with the punch gloves. And I could totally do a video just outlining each of the different weapons, or just a video per weapon of me going on hunts doing stuff, for anyone who likes seeing this game. But now that I've just done the basic introduction, wait, I haven't introduced the plot. Because this is one of those games where you spam hunts over and over again to the point where you forget the fact that there is a plot. And I've already reached that point, to be honest. I think I recall something about a cataclysmic event striking the world, breaking it into pieces. So we're on all these floating islands. This guy Wills is your weaponsmith. He's from somewhere called Ostia. No clue where that is, because this game didn't tell me much about its fictional world when it started me off. It just kind of dumped me in and told me the basics. But yeah, you can see on the right there that I'm at 25 out of 60. I've still got quite a few hunts to do. And that's to get my axe done. I don't even have my sword started. So that's 60 plus 35. I got 95 hunts left. You might also notice in parentheses there, hunting with a friend counts as 2. I don't have a very robust friends list, so I mean, I've met a few people that I've friended on this game they're okay. You see that icon next to Septic Kelly down there, she's on the Switch. Which brings up another good thing about this game. It does cross-platform play. It does cross-platform play well, so smoothly that I often forget I'm playing with people who are on PC or on the Switch. Yes, this is on PC and I'm playing on my PS4. Because my computer is still iffy, I actually am really close to saving up enough to getting myself a good computer. As long as I don't have some other emergency with my car come up. Oh look, another person on the Switch. I do not know if this game's available for the Xbox though. I want to assume so, because a lot of games that have a PC version just happen to have an Xbox version, whether there's cross-platform play between the two or not. But I have not seen a special icon for the Xbox, so if it is available for the Xbox, either I've crossed paths with no Xbox players, or there just is, or just console is grouped into one category, which would sound weird to me. But yeah, now that I'm done introducing just the game in general, and as I continue to just bully these Drasks into submission, I want to talk about a few other things. One of them being microtransactions. For those of you who don't know this game yet, this game is actually very microtransaction heavy. It's got a lot of viable skins, which, as much as people tend to bemoan microtransactions, I think is actually quite phenomenal. That it's mostly viable skins and not viable progress, like a pay-to-win situation or a paywall to be able to make progress in the first place. Not that this game doesn't risk pay-to-win, it gets very close, because one of the things you can buy, because you can also buy, because with the real-world currency money in this game, platinum, you can also buy cells that you would otherwise not get access to, which are basically your socketable gems, your bonus effects you can add to your armor and weapons. And you find enough of those on your own without having to whale the game or anything. But just the fact that the people who do pay have access to that much more of them is kind of getting into the gray area of risking getting pay to win as the game grows onward. But I wasn't here to talk. I wasn't bringing up microtransactions to talk about pay to win. Instead, I was actually gonna bring them up to talk about a game that it is pretty well pay to win, that highlights a very big risk with microtransactions in general in games. And that game is DBZ Dokkan Battle for the mobile devices. See, my friends, I stopped playing it like over a year ago, but my friends and I were, and some of my friends still are, playing DBZ Dokkan Battle for the longest time. And one of my friends really does get into whaling games if he likes them, as he did with Dokkan Battle. Not as big as the people who, not as big a whale as the people who go bankrupt doing it, but big enough that I'd wager he spent over $1,000 just on docking. And why the concern if I actually don't mind whaling in games? Because I don't. My own opinion really is that if anything, you should, if one of your friends is whaling a game, and as long as they're still financially healthy in the process of doing so, you should thank them for it, because it's the people whaling the games that keeps these freemium games going for the people who don't want to pay money to play them. But the downside comes with situations like my friend in Dawkin. He was playing on BlueStacks, a virtual mobile device app on a computer that I never bothered to even set up. I probably could someday, but I just didn't really care about mobile gaming enough to do so. But something happened to his computer that made him have to uninstall BlueStacks and reinstall it from scratch, which the new installation of BlueStacks counted as a new device. And unlike most mobile games I've played, Dawkin... No, Kelly, I'm not joining you. You want to do the actual hard quests that are actually too high level for me right now. Yeah, she's currently on hunts that I'm not even high enough level to do. I met her on one of these bully hunts and thought that she was doing the same thing I'm doing, with just trying to get these event skins. And so by friending her, I could, get the skin faster by each of our hunts counting as 2. But now she's sending me invites and queuing up hunts for threat level 20 plus behemoths, and I can't even queue behemoths that are in the teens for threat level. But sorry about getting distracted. Back to Dawkin. Yeah, unlike most mobile games I've played, Dawkin's data doesn't just follow your account when you switch to a new device. Instead, you have to go through this whole process that is actually very quick to do, but it feels complicated because it's got multiple steps and involves logging into the device you already have been playing Dawkin on, and logging and completely shutting that device down before you've signed into the new device after you've committed to the transfer. And therein lies the problem. My friend had to reinstall BlueStacks from scratch without being able to boot up his old BlueStacks virtual mobile phone. And so he lost everything. Over $1,000 dedicated to the game. That's just my guesstimate. It might actually be less, but I know it was at least hundreds of dollars that he put into that game, and multiple years of gameplay, all gone in the blink of an eye because he had to reinstall BlueStacks. To their credit, I think that if he had the morale, energy, whatever you want to call it, to go up and contact Bandai Namco, that they do have a support team that would be willing to help him through a recovery process of sorts for his data. But after seeing it all go, he was just too demoralized to care. He just didn't have the energy or morale, or again, whatever you want to call it, to go through the process of trying to recover that data. He was sunk. He was gone. All his stuff was gone, and he's just not getting it back. But I've been helping him out on Monster Hunter. He is currently near the beginning of Master Rank content. I really would like to get back to playing Monster Hunter with him, but I also really want these skins! I never used the axe or the sword, but anyone who's played any game with me or seen me play any game that has collectibles in it knows that I am a collectible of things. Any things that you can get sheer through gameplay without paying extra money into the game to get them, I'm going for them. I spent a good 30 plus hours worth of farming Ulduar to try and get Mimiron's head in World of Warcraft. It never dropped. I spent at least 70 plus hours farming the Eye of Tempest Keep for the Ashes of Alar, also in World of Warcraft. Got that one though. Good. Yeah, super happy there. It became my favorite mount for like years after that. In fact, the same day I got that drop, I also got my Headless Horseman's reins. Twice. Because I'm an alcoholic and had a lot of characters to be able to queue that on. But yeah. Just a testament to my alcoholicness and my collector of thingsness. So, obviously, since this friend of mine got me into this game, if there's gonna be things I can collect through gameplay in this game, if anything, he should be helping me get But no, I'm not gonna call him out. He already suffered a pretty great loss. Even if it was just video games, just a game thing. That loss represents all the time and money he put in that game, so if anything, I'm more sympathetic and more caring about his wailing, goofy face than ever. And I'll get you right back to helping him on Monster Hunter and on Dauntless if he gets back on Dauntless as soon as, you know, he wants to play again. But now that I'm talking about Monster Hunter instead of Dauntless, while I'm playing Dauntless, a good point comes to mind. Confetti has asked in the Discord why I don't stream Monster Hunter content, and I totally could. I've got a PS4 camera to go along with streaming, and if I'm reading the PS4 streaming and recording controls and whatnot properly, it seems like the PS4 webcam only actually records along with your gameplay if you are streaming. So hey, I could actually show my face in one of these PS4 videos if I stream it, instead of trying to record in advance like I always do. And the fact that I don't edit means I may as well be streaming anyway, to be honest. So yeah, if that's something anyone's interested in seeing, feel free to give me a shout out about it, either on the comment section of this video, in the Discord, wherever, whatever. I am all for doing more streaming content, doing more anything. I just didn't think that I was... this is gonna sound silly, but I don't feel like I am worthy or whatever to do it until I've got a large enough follower base that are interested in seeing it. And I guess that's as good a time as any to just go ahead and end this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, and if you like this one, why not give it a like, drop a comment, subscribe for more. For now, that's bye-bye, everybody.